Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4 set a new standard for open-world superhero games, and there could be many more that emerge on the PS5 and Xbox Series X after the next-gen consoles launch later this year. A rumor circulating online claims that Marvel is licensing out separate games starring Daredevil and Wolverine. The former sounds like a mix between Marvel's Spider-Man and the Batman Arkham Knight games, and the latter seems reminiscent of God of War. This unconfirmed leak stems from a post by an anonymous user on 4chan, but there is some evidence that Marvel wants to create a new, more interactive cinematic universe for its beloved franchises through video games. I'm planning to do a giveaway when we hit 500 subscribers, so if you want to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, leave a like and comment on this video, and if you want, stay tuned till the end where I'll go into more details on it. Spider-Man on the PS4 sold more than 13.2 million copies worldwide, and Sony's acquisition of its developer, Insomniac Games, all but confirmed the sequel. Plus, Square Enix's upcoming Marvel's Avengers, although delayed, is yet another hint that Marvel wants its heroes in consoles and PCs everywhere, and that plan will almost certainly carry over to next-gen consoles. Eric Monacelli, the director of production at Marvel Games, teased that he and his team had big plans for the PS5 in an October 2019 tweet. Earlier that year, 5 former members of Blizzard Entertainment revealed that they were working on an unannounced Marvel game for mobile platforms. The company clearly wants to expand Marvel's presence in the video game industry, which makes the possibility of a Daredevil and Wolverine game on next-gen consoles not far-fetched at all. The 4chan user claims Marvel is cooking up a single-player, story-driven Daredevil title that will release on the PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC in late 2021 or 2022. They claim to be in touch with someone who either works at Marvel Games or has a close connection to the brand who spilled the beans on the company's future plans. The alleged Daredevil game is said to be open world and set in modern-day Chicago, with a noir-style detective game vibe. Which does make a lot of sense as Matt Murdock is an attorney, so the detective style look for clues as Daredevil, beat information out of bad guys theme would be spot on, but also extremely interesting to see what they do with the blind character. Cause yeah, it'd be easy to let us see like in any normal video game, but why not take it a step further? Of course, don't make the game completely black, but the way that they explained it in the Netflix show, that he saw a world on fire, could be a good path to explore. However, one major red flag is that Daredevil canonically lives in Hell's Kitchen, New York. Although it could have been done on purpose in order to distinguish it from Spider-Man on the PS4, which was also based in New York City, it wouldn't make a lot of sense as the Nelson and Murdoch building was in Spider-Man PS4, and there's no reason or need to differentiate the two. If you don't want to do a full crossover, then maybe just have one scene where he hears about Spider-Man in the news, or better yet, a mission where you team up with him and possibly the Defenders. But having the game be set in Chicago would also interfere with his enemies. All of them. The Yakuza, the Cartel, the Russians, the Irish Mob, and the Dogs of Hell are all in New York. And if they make the villain Wilson Fisk like in the Netflix series, then it just makes no sense to move it from New York. Its map was said to be 65 square miles, which would be more than triple the size of Spider-Man's, which was estimated to be around 18.95 square miles. The leaker explained that the game would leverage the next-gen console's solid-state drives and upgraded hardware to make this possible, but they also revealed that traversing the game could be more limited comparing to the roaming in Spider-Man. Players might only be allowed to free roam at night, and most missions would take place under the cover of darkness, which fits the story since Matt Murdock moonlights as a mass vigilante in the comics and Netflix series. I like this idea of the game only being at night, because I think that in a Daredevil game there wouldn't be too much to do during the day, and you don't want to bore people with too much legal stuff. Plus, as a blind man, anything done during the day wouldn't allow him to do parkour or really even run, and too much of that would once again be boring. However, a mission or two where you have to sneak around during the day and gather intel could work. This nighttime travel could be made easier with an echolocation mode that was said to highlight clues related to gamers' active missions. Finally, the combat was compared to the Batman Arkham series and Mad Max 2015, with a customizable skill tree, which suggests it could have a big focus on melee encounters. Plus, one of the main baddies might be Bullseye, a psychopathic hitman with a grudge against Daredevil. The post also briefly mentioned the possibility of a Wolverine game that they said is in early development. Unlike the alleged Daredevil game, this title is said to be much more linear and not open world. The leaker compared it to how players progressed through God of War 2018. But this game could take another 2 or 3 years before it's released. These supposed leaks are within the realm of possibility based on the series of hints from Marvel Games. There's not much to parse with the Wolverine game, but the Daredevil title could be a smash hit if it nails the parkour and traversal mechanics just like Spider-Man did on the PS4. But something that's really bugging me is that this map sounds huge, 65 miles. Spider-Man was less than 20 miles and it still took a long time to get from one end of the map to the other, but at least he had his webs. Daredevil's signature multi-purpose baton comes with a grappling hook which could be used to swing around, but then it becomes too similar to Spider-Man. So how would they get around such a large map? Even if you swung, it would take way too long, so they might have to use some kind of fast travel system. Or do you think that it would be weird for Daredevil to call a cab? Marvel has previously tried to get a Daredevil game off the ground with developer 5000 Feet Inc. in the early 2000s. However, after troubled development history, the game was cancelled and never hit shelves. It's possible that Marvel wants to make its long-lost vision a reality, but there's one crucial detail missing from the leaks that hurt their credibility: a developer. Marvel Games typically outsources its development by licensing the rights to intellectual property out to game developers instead of making games in-house. The leak doesn't mention anything about who Marvel might be partnering with, which hopefully just means Marvel's keeping their lips sealed. To help speed things up, I want to give away a Baby Groot Funko Pop when we hit 500 subscribers. I know this isn't a PS4, Xbox, or Switch, but maybe if we keep going we'll get there eventually. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment telling me pretty much anything. Why you liked or disliked the video, who your favorite Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Dragon Ball, or any other franchise character is, what movie, show, or game you're excited for or you want to come out, what character you want to see on the big screen, or basically anything else. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you'll never miss another video. Thanks for watching, and remember to wash your hands and stay safe.